Silver did not have a very good day, I'm sad to say, and it could get worse before it gets better. We'll talk about why this occurred and how low the silver price could go as we explore. What a day in the precious metals space. All the metals are down, save for rhodium, which did not move at all today, but silver got hit the hardest. Moments before the markets close, we are looking at a silver price well below $33 an ounce again, just to the point where we're about to celebrate it moving back above that critical number. It has now fallen 77 cents, down over 2.3% right now, to $32.53. Gold has fallen just shy of 2%, so not as much as silver has fallen today, but it still fell a fairly good clip, down $65.20 to $3,369. Platinum and palladium both fell as well. Well, times like these just are a gift for those of us who understand what's going on in the long term with silver. So as you shop around, again, taking advantage of the dips, consider Summit Metals. They have been proven to be a low-price leader many times for silver products, so check them out. You might be surprised at the deals they have there. Even if they don't have the absolute best price, they have great service, and so check them out at summitmetals.com. So what's behind this? Well, there's really two reasons why silver's price fell today. Bloomberg is reporting about the declines in both gold and silver after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said the U.S. Central Bank isn't in a rush to adjust interest rates despite President Trump's trade war. And he may not have to. That's reason number two. But first, let's get into what's happening here. Powell said it's still appropriate to keep rates on hold. We're at a pause. We're at the right place to wait and see how things evolve, he said during a press conference today. Fed officials voted unanimously to keep the benchmark federal funds rate in a range between 4.25% and 4.5%, where it has been since December. If the large increases in tariffs that have been announced are sustained, they're likely to generate a rise in inflation, a slowdown in economic growth, and an increase in unemployment, Powell said. Now, again, that is fighting language in a sense because, tariffs and taxes don't cause inflation. They can cause a slowdown in economic growth, no question about that, and they can also potentially cause an increase in unemployment. Yes, those are things, but they don't cause inflation, Mr. Powell. You should know that by now. I have to correct it every single time. Inflation is a cause of two things, and actually it's really only a cause of one thing. It's the increase in the supply of these. Whenever you have more of something, they tend to be less value over the course of time, and especially if you have a flood of them out there, much as we've had. And so, therefore, that is caused by government spending more than it takes in. That's deficit spending that increases the debt and causes inflation. Inflation in and of itself leads to price increases. Other things can cause price increases as well, such as tariffs. But nonetheless, inflation is a wholly separate issue. Anyways, the article goes on to say that the dollar pushed higher after Powell's comments, keeping the downward pressure on bullion, which is priced in the greenback. Powell's downplay of rate cuts is negative for gold, as it typically benefits in a lower rate environment. And so that is what has caused some of the prices, gold's price to fall a little bit today. And silver as well got hit harder, obviously, because of this. But there's more reasons for that. The precious metal has climbed about 28% this year for gold, with investors seeking refuge amid widespread market chaos unleashed by Trump's aggressive trade and geopolitical policies. It hit a record, well, they said above $3,500, but it didn't get to $3,500. It was just shy of that by 30 cents or so. And then it lost some ground in recent weeks. The descent has also been driven by speculative demand in China and central bank purchases. So that's what Reuters is talking about here. But there's another thing too. What's happened? Silver falling. Its attempts to offload its overbought conditions is there's been some discussions about a meeting with Chinese officials that has really settled the fears, or at least it's offset them somewhat, about a trade war situation. And so that is something that is, there's a potential positive outlook here that we could see from the trade talks with China. And I think that is part of what is weighing on gold and silver, which means that things could get worse for silver as we start to see things come together and gold price comes down, especially if these negotiations work themselves out. I think more likely we could be at the very beginning of the stages of maybe things start to settle back down again. And geopolitical tensions obviously are also weighing in as to what's going to be happening in Pakistan and India. Massive tensions forming there. The precious metal markets are ignoring them right now, but that could heat up and cause the prices to go back up again. So in other words, how low can silver go, considering if everything comes back and we see these negotiations as it has been confirmed under oath with Secretary Scott Bessent, that there are negotiations with 16 of the biggest countries in the world, China being one of those, to have some sort of trade deal that could take place. That is positive for the economy, and that is going to be, by contrast, negative for gold and silver prices. As gold prices come down, silver prices could come down even more, widening the gold to silver ratio even further. It is now a 104 right now at this point in time, which is near kind of the high what we saw before, about 105. So we could see silver fall maybe to just below $30 an ounce in the coming weeks as we see this stuff happen, as long as tensions don't increase between Pakistan and India over the Kashmir region and the attacks that have been occurring there. We're going to watch that very closely, because all bets are off if those two nations go to war. Many people feel it's already started, but certainly there's been promises of retaliation by Pakistan after India's recent strikes against facilities there within Pakistan. So we'll see how it plays out. It is an interesting dynamic in terms of what's going to be happening there. But if things calm down, we could see silver prices fall, and maybe even fall for a while as tensions release, and then start to climb back up again once demand for silver starts to pace back up again, because more products and goods and services are going to be entering the economy again, from supply chains to everything else. Once everything settles down, I think that's what's going to happen. Demand for silver will increase, and we're going to see the prices reflect that. And so we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic for silver. I still believe we're going to see silver's price reach above $36 an ounce by the end of the year. And that's my forecast, and I'm sticking with it. I could be wrong for sure, but just as assuredly as the milk spots are on this buffalo, silver will maintain a store of value over the long course of time. And that is something that has not changed no matter what affects it. And by the way, I will say that, I'm more open-minded to this idea of suppression as we see patterns in terms of the price tamp downs, they call it. JM Unleashed posted a video talking about that. You should check out. Although I still do have some questions with regards to that. And nonetheless, the natural market force, though, I still believe is stronger overall. And we've seen somewhat evidence of that when the price kind of moves back up, and because silver has preserved our wealth over the long course of time. They can't take that away from us. So there you have it. So what are your thoughts on silver and where it's going, and how low do you think it will go? I think it could test $30 again. And let me know what your thoughts are. With all that being said, I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch. I do post daily videos, and I like to keep up with the latest news and analysis in the world of precious metals, so I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel. And so I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.